What are your proposals to improve local healthcare services in Piscataway, particularly in terms of accessibility and emergency response capabilities?
Well, we are close to two great hospitals across the river, and we were proud to support the nurses that were on strike at Robert Wood Johnson. They were on strike for a very long time because they deserved better working conditions and better pay. And we are nowhere in the healthcare system if we don't have great nurses. So we honor and celebrate the hard work that they do. Our EMS services have been privatized by this administration, by my opponent and his council running mates. And I think we really need to look at what that means for our community. I know that a lot of folks have gotten bills for services. I personally got a bill for ambulance service that was $3,000 that should have been in network, and it should have been covered because I called 911 and an ambulance came, and they asked my husband if I was a medical professional because I was really calm even though my child was bleeding from the back of his head and passed out. And I said, no, I'm just a wrestling mom. So, we see that, we don't usually see that in wrestling, and we're glad for that. But people shouldn't be getting surprise medical bills because our administration decided to privatize our EMS services. We have lots of great EMS volunteers who do really good work and have been in our community and live here and want to serve their neighbors, and particularly with the River Road Rescue Squad that has worked really hard to be a part of the fabric of the community, doing all kinds of community service events and making their space available to folks. I think we can do better with our EMS, supporting our EMS volunteers, and I am 100% behind our EMS volunteers. Can I add something to that? Is that okay to add something to that?
What would you?
Well, I just wanted to add that I believe Medicare for All is the solution to our healthcare crisis, and that we need to have healthcare for everyone, that healthcare is a human right, and that in 2024, in the richest country in probably the history of humanity, nobody should be suffering under a medical debt or not be able to go to the doctor because they can't afford it. And so we can do more. We can do much more to help people resolve medical debt, even with our own resources in our community. We spend lots of money on lots of things. Other towns are spending money on buying up people's medical debt for pennies on the dollar and putting that medical debt to rest so that people can feel safe and secure knowing that they're not going to lose their house or go bankrupt. Medical debt is the largest source of bankruptcy in our country, and Piscataway cannot possibly be immune to that. So I think we can do much more. And we can help elect Democrats at the federal level. Thanks. We can also elect folks at the federal level who are going to fight for those things, which is why I'm a Democrat and why I believe our Democratic presidential candidate needs to be reelected, because we need to make sure that we're going to have someone who's going to support the Affordable Care Act, which is a BFD. It is not perfect. It is not the same as Medicare for All, but it does keep people out of bankruptcy, and it keeps people at the doctor's office when they need to be. So, I support Obamacare, and I think we need to expand it, and we need to make sure that everybody has access to the doctor and the nurse when they need them.
Wonderful.
Including mental health services.